Welcome back to the Barry Charles Footy Show, your one-stop shop for everything rugby league. And we continue the preview of your team going into 2024. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the St. George Illawarra Dragons, which I can label it in one sentence: the worst team, worst squad in the comp right here, right now. The St. George Illawarra Dragons, on paper, have the worst squad in the comp. Absolutely undeniable. You cannot tell me another squad that's worse than this squad. This is the worst squad in the NRL. And does that mean they'll get one spoon? We will find out. But yes, the St. George Illawarra Dragons, their team is the weakest by a mile in 2024. Really haven't got to the market and done anything. They've lost Jaden Sullivan, they've lost Zane Musgrave, and more than likely have lost Junior Amone, which leaves the signings of Shane Flanagan's son. So there's gain with Shane Flanagan, the coach, which I think is a great signing, but I think it's going to be a very long term. Looks like a Nathan Brown sort of thing. It's going to take a while to get them turning around, even though I believe Shane Flanagan is a coach. James Sele, only problem with him is injury prone, and now Ronald Volkman to no Ronald Volkman, which seems crazy, but anyway, that's a story for another day. But yeah, the Ronald Volkman situation, it's not a story for another day. I'll talk about it right here, right now. Ronald Volkman, what was wrong? What was wrong, folks? Who got it wrong? Did the Warriors get it wrong? Did his manager get it wrong? Or did the Dragons get it wrong? Probably a mixture of all three. Warriors knew about it. There's no doubt in my mind the Warriors knew about it. They may not have known it was season ending, but the fact they knew there was a shoulder injury, to me, it would have suggested that the Dragons should have asked for the Warriors, if it's about payment things, maybe the Dragons have to pay for it, but the Dragons pay for it to get checked before he's released from the Warriors. The way they've done it is absolutely sad and it's absolutely rubbish. You shouldn't be able to release your deal without being confirmed somewhere else. That release should be granted once you've had the 10-day stand down or whatever it is to approve the contract, and then away you go. But the way even the Dragons have done it to allow it to be in this situation, to me, is just bad. Very bad. It could have been revoked. The Warriors still have him, and he would have continued on his merry way, which probably should have happened, in my honest opinion. I understand why the Warriors let him go, because they had so many halves. It was just too many. They already got too many halves. They already got one extra too many halves already. One of them is not going to be playing, at least during the season. Well, anyway, to start. Anyway, we've got Chanel, Luke Metcalf, and Tamati Martin. All three of them aren't going to play in the 17. Only two will. So one of those three are going to miss out. But anyway, that's Ronald Volkman. Let's get back to the Dragons. What's happening with the Dragons? Well, yes, the signings haven't been there. They missed out on Fanua Blake. They thought they had their man. And why would Aiden Fanua Blake go to the Dragons? To be honest, it would have only been a money grab if Fanua Blake went there. He's got more chance of the Sharks. I understand why he signed with the Sharks. If he was going to sign with the Sydney team, the Sharks were pretty much all day, because they would have paid him not as much as the Dragons, but would have paid him more than what, say, the Roosters or the likes would pay him, or the Panthers. So he was never going to those ones. But in terms of a potential winning team, that's why Aiden Fanua Blake went there. But for the Dragons, it's just not good at all. And when your best player wants out of the club, Ben Hunt, I understand why Ben Hunt wants to go. It's going to be interesting to see, because it looks very gloomy this season. It looks very gloomy. Could be proved wrong. Let's have a look at the potential lineup for 2023. We've got Tyrell Sloan. He will be more than likely fullback. All those talk about Zach Lomax playing there, but I can't see Tyrell Sloan playing any other position. So Tyrell Sloan will have to play there for mine. The wing, one of the brothers of the Matt Fegai will play that position, I believe, with Moses Sully, with Zach Lomax and Makali Ravawala clearly on the other side. They are locking on that side for mine. Number 6 is a bit of an interesting one. Who do you put there? There's all question marks on who they should put there, but for me, I'd put Jack Bird every day of the week. I just think they just need a running number 6, and then Ben Hunt do all the kicking. I think that just makes sense for the squad. James Sele and Blake Laurie are the props. Clive Flanagan at 9. Jaden Sewer. Then after that, who's going to be the other second row? Question marks all over the show here. Michael Mollo, maybe. He's a prop as well. Jack DeBellum, the number 13. We're looking at the bench. Jacob Lillo, who could potentially play 9, and Kyle Flanagan play 6. And potentially with what the squad is, and might be the way they go too. But I'm just thinking Jack Bird is a better player at 6 than Flanagan. That's why I'd put him there. And then the bench is where you got Jacob Little, Francis Mollo, Tom Eisenhuis, and Ben Murdoch-Masilla, but it looks very thin after that. With Max Fegai, Sione Fainu, the Couchman brothers, it's looking very, 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 very sad. For Dragons fans, I cannot give you any optimism that they are going to make the top 8, because they won't. Absolutely won't. Well, I believe in Shane Flanagan. If anyone is going to make it to the top 8, he's the coach to do it. But I think he's probably going to do better than even what I'm expecting. But I just don't see a top 8 with this team. But I think Shane Flanagan will build on it and improve the players that he's got. And they'll bounce, whether it bounces up the ladder, I'm not 100% sure. But Shane Flanagan is not a bad coach. So I'm a bit mixed on the Dragons, because I can see them doing better than what I'm thinking. But on paper, it would be a miracle if they get better than near the bottom of the table, in my humble opinion. So where are the positives? Well, Ben Hunt is in the top 10 players in the comp. But is he happy? And if he's not happy, should they have already let him go? I can understand why Shane Flanagan has kept him, because if they didn't have Ben Hunt, this team would be an absolute moral for the wooden spoon. But with Ben Hunt in the team, there's a chance they can not be wooden spooners. But yeah, Tyrell Sloan, potential to be a good player. Zach Lomax, potential to be a very good player. Kyle Flanagan at times, potentially. Jaden Sewer was a good player, but has gone backwards. Same with Jack Bird, Jack DeBellum. There's potential for these players to turn it around. Shane Flanagan is the type of coach that can do that. But it just looks like a team that's going to be... They're going to have to punch above their weight. No doubt about it. They're going to have to punch above. But I just don't see the forward pack having the penetration to even help the Ben Hunts here. And Hummer Sally, if he continues to get injured, then their forward stocks drop off a bit in terms of high quality. They haven't really got the high quality. They've got solid props, don't get me wrong. They've probably got a whole lot of props that are good for the bench. But they're missing 2 starting props for a start. Which is clearly what they were trying to do with Adam Fanua Blake. But the Dragons really do need some big signings. And yeah, to me, it just looks like a bleak year for you Dragons fans. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong for you Dragons fans out there. But if I'm being completely honest, St. George Illawarra Dragons are going to have another terrible season. Can't see it happening. They will need to absolutely find a miracle to get anywhere past middle of the bottom. Honestly, middle of the bottom at the best is probably what I'd say they'll be looking at this season. It's just the only thing I have in their favour is Shane Flanagan is a man manager. He knows what to do. He potentially will get the best out of the Jack DeBellums and the Jack Birds who have been struggling. He could probably get Ben Hunt's mindset right. So there's a lot of positives there in terms of the coaching, but the player capability at the end of the day does matter, and it's going to matter in the last 20 minutes of the game. They might be in the hunt, but can they crack? Will they handle the pressure, or will they crack? And that is the million-dollar question for the Dragons fans at the moment. I see most of these players cracking against the top teams, and it looks like it could be a little bit of a struggle season again. But anyway, that is the St. George Illawarra Dragons preview. Just my little thoughts on the team, what I think about the lineup, and any chance they have or not. You can disagree with me on the comments. Just that's up to you. Just make, as I said, this is all a fun show. We're looking to make the team, give each team their chance to do their best, and hopefully your team does well in 2024. But that's St. George Illawarra Dragons. And I will be back with the next installment in a couple of days. Have an awesome day out there.